It's the best Monday you can ask for if you're a sport fan or a cricket fan, because the IPL brings up a double-header on Monday as well. Two teams in action in the early kickoff. Delhi against Kolkata. That's the focus of our attention here on ESPNcricinfo Matchday T20 with Ajit Agarkar, who's played for both those teams, and Brad Hogg, who's played for one of those teams. Let's have a look at our first matchday match point before I get the thoughts of Ajit and Brad, and we will be looking at their likely 11s and a few key contests that we've picked out. Gambhir's new avatar. There are all sorts of avatars that Gautam Gambhir gives us to talk about, especially come the IPL. He's more out there than you could ever imagine, but he started this year's tournament well. One question was when Chris Lynn opens or when they've picked Sunil Narine, was because Gambhir and Uthappa seem to start a bit slow. Brad Hogg, if I can show you those numbers first, 154 in the brief 4 games of sample size that we have, as against his strike rate in the IPL of 122. Have we seen something different about Gautam Gambhir which can help us, which you can help us make sense of? You've got 45 seconds to tell me about Gambhir in 2017 IPL.
Look, I think he's improved this year, but I think it's the bowling. The bowling have bowled to his strengths, wide, and then where he can flick it off the leg side. I think you're going to find that it's going to be a little bit tighter against Delhi. I think having Lynn up there as well in those first couple of games has eased the pressure on him as well, has made him more relaxed, whereas when it's Uthappa with him, they both seem to just work the ones and get bogged down together. But for me, I think you'll find Delhi will have wider mid-on or squarer mid-on and mid-offs and try and get him to hit straight and try and avoid him playing square on both sides of the wicket. That's where he's strong, and that's why he's scoring quickly, because bowlers are bowling too short, too wide, or even too full and too wide, or too far on their pads.
We've given you all you need to know. Delhi bowlers, exactly where you need to put the field to Zahir Khan. But let's talk, continue the chat on Gautam Gambhir. Somehow, Ajit, says something about Gambhir which just raises up or just shows up every time the IPL comes around, and it translates into form as well. Explain the character Gautam Gambhir and good luck, and and why it translates into success in the IPL quite regularly. Off you go.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to try and explain the character. Look, he's been a very successful IPL player. I think he's been more successful since he's got the captaincy. I don't think, I mean, even though he got runs for Delhi, he probably didn't have as much of an impact that he's had for KKR. Maybe there's a little bit of grudge that he holds that Delhi let him go, and that's transformed in him, you know, trying that extra little bit for KKR. But his leadership has been very, very good for them. The thing is, he needs to keep getting runs now. It's been what, 4, 5, 6 seasons now, and they've had a couple of seasons where they've been up and down a little bit. But look, he's been really successful for them, and he's been a big part of the success that KKR has had in the last 5, 6 years. So if he keeps calm, hopefully he won't have a explosion this season, and it'll be a nice change.
that buzzer is your explosion to give us a wrap. Now let's talk about Gautam Gambhir's former opening partner. I don't think he's going to open, but he's put in a man of the match performance in the last game to at least make his case. We're going to talk about Gambhir and Uthappa, specifically against Delhi Seamers, who've emerged arguably as one of the best pace bowling units of the team. Sunrisers in close competition. But if you look at Gambhir against Zahir Khan and Chris Morris, he's not bad against Zahir Khan, though Zahir has dismissed him 5 times. And Chris Morris, well, he struggles with him, 76 and dismissed thrice. So 2 players that we are sure will play for Delhi. Gambhir, of course, travelling back to his home ground, his Ranji home ground in at the Firozshah Kotla. Uthappa, those are his numbers for you: 102 against Zahir Khan striking and 96 against Chris Morris. Again, dismissed a couple of times by both. So we have quite a lip-smacking contest on us. Ajit, fair to say, 2 of the better pacers in this, or the better pace bowling unit that we've seen. And how does the battle pose for you? Zahir and Morris against Gambhir and Uthappa. Off you go.
I mean, look, Zahir's probably not the bowler that he was, but he still is using all his experience. I mean, I've been frankly very, very impressed with him, because there were a lot of question marks before the tournament, and he's doing a good enough job and bowling himself in right situations in a game. And Morris with his extra pace. Let's not forget Cummins. I mean, just to add to that, maybe because Cummins played for KKR, he doesn't have good numbers against these 2. But I'm sure they'll have 3 of them will be a handful, because when you come up against quality attacks, they are going to make you play the balls that you don't necessarily want, which is what these 2 have been thriving on, some loose stuff. So it'll be a big challenge for them. I think those dismissals show that these guys have had, the bowlers have had success against them. It'll be a big challenge.
All right, Brad, it's something that we speak quite often in Indian cricket. Gambhir and Uthappa, when the balls quake, when it's pacey, swinging, bouncing, they tend to struggle, which is why they've not really had the consistency at the international level. You've been teammates to both of them. You've seen them in the nets. Tell us about what they might or might not like. And in the likes of Cummins, Zahir and Morris, what can they expect? Off you go.
Well, I know Gambhir doesn't like it on top of middle or just out on off. He likes to work it square, and he likes to square of off stump. So that's the cut shot and flicking it off his legs. Whereas Uthappa is more conventional. He likes to play straight, and when it's sort of short in his ribs, he finds it hard to pull, especially when it's pacey. And you move the ball away, and we've seen Uthappa in the last game a little troubled. He reaches for the ball, he's trying to feel the ball all the time, and that's where a swinging ball creates the outside edge. Look, I just think they've still got to open with Nareen, take that risk. They've brought Lynn in to open the innings to get it off to a great start. I don't think these two can open the batting together. They're just too slow, both of them. Okay,
you heard it. Now you might get a gist of who might open when we look at the playing 11s of both teams, and of course we've asked Brad and Ajit to pick their 11. That's something now that we're going to see from each game to game. How are they tactically approaching the IPL teams? Are they picking players looking specifically at the opposition? Ajit Agarkar's 11 for Delhi seems to be the exact same that had quite a convincing win the other night at home. So Corey Anderson retains his place. Sam Billings and Sanju Samson. I wonder, Ajit, if you'll stick to that opening combination. Take me through the batting order, given that Shreyas Iyer is back in the team. Off you go.
Yeah, I mean, I'd get Samson at number 3. I mean, okay, he's the form player. I'd bat him at the position he's most, well, not comfortable. I mean, there's not a lot of difference between opening and number 3. It's just the mindset. I'll put Shreyas Iyer up there. He looked good when he got that 20 odd. Might actually be good when the field's in. He does play a lot in the air. If the field's in, might help that. Bat Pant higher than Karun Nair for sure. I think they're not making use of Rishabh Pant talent and his form at the moment, which is so critical. And a left-hander, so I'd definitely bat him up the order because he's scoring freely and quickly. And Karun Nair is the only sort of weakling at this point form-wise.
Yeah.
They'll have to maybe float him a little bit. Corey Anderson's got some runs, so they look in good shape, Delhi at the moment, but I'll definitely bat Pant higher.
Okay, see if that's how Delhi approach it. They tend to do different things in each game, so close eye on their batting order. Let's see how Brad Hogg lays out his Kolkata 11 to play the Daredevils at the Kotla. And looks like, Brad, that you are persisting with Sunil Narayan, like you've mentioned at the top. Interesting change. Nathan Coulter-Nile for Chris Wokes, and you've stuck with Colin de Grandin and Trent Bolt. So Shakib Al Hasan still doesn't find a place in your team. Neither does Piyush Chawla at the Kotla. You got 45 seconds to tell me why you've picked the team you have, Brad.
Well, I'd like to put Shakib in the team, but I just think they've got enough spinning options and they don't have enough medium pace options. Now, I think Nathan Coulter-Nile, the reason why I want him in the team, he's fielding, he's batting, and he's bowling. He's a very fast bowler, hits the deck hard, and can hurry on a batsman in the opposition team, but his fielding is phenomenal as well. And he can play as a floater. He can do that Andre Russell job that they are missing from last year. And they're also missing Chris Lynn, so they need that powerful batter that can come in, do a job, and hopefully get some quick runs off a limited amount of balls. So that's my team. Simple as that. Yeah.
And he's Australian.
But well, he is Australian. But look, they really need a bit more from Pandy and from Pandy. I think last time he was a little slow. He needs to get the giddy up going. Come on, move the run rate along. We will see if that indeed happens. Thank you, Brad Hogg, Ajit Agarkar. The fact is that we need to see how the teams play out in the early kickoff on Monday. That's Delhi v Kolkata. It's the 4 o'clock game at the Kotla.